So, those are the two vocalists that I've been listening to, hearing. Excellent, man. Excellent. It's really cool to actually see it too, you know? Hey. Well, I am not familiar with any of these songs, as I expected that I would have been, but that's okay. They're great songs all the same. Well crafted, excellent harmony, great vocalizing. Hey, excellent musicianship. I like the unplugged MTV performance formats. Very, very good. Of course, I would like to listen to the studio cuts too, but the MTV performance is really, really good. Very, very telling of who they are, their talent, how they sound, how they look. Really nice, man. And this was back in '96. Okay, so they were quite young back then. Over Now. So I think it's either about a relationship, but I'm feeling that it's the band probably coming to maybe the end of their creative run and wanting to just make a change, hit another highway, and just go down a couple of different paths and maybe recollect themselves and come back again down the road, that sort of thing. And sometimes you spend time together and then you got to kind of go your separate ways, be prodigal for a while and then come back. That's what I'm feeling. But it could just be a relationship, you know, kind of growing out of the relationship and you're both now looking at different things and then you have to separate. Sad but true, it happens, right? So it could be that too. All the same, good song, man. Great performances. They're very, very talented lads for sure. What I like about it is that you can hear every single word being sang, every single word being uttered. You totally understand the clarity of it. I love clarity. All right, so let's go to Wikipedia again, man. Over Now, Alice in Chains. All right. Over Now is a song by American rock band Alice in Chains, written by Jerry Cantrell, who also sings lead vocals. It's the final song on their third studio album, Alice in Chains, in '95, and it's about the breakup of the band that took place in '95. Okay, so it isn't a relationship, it's the band. It was a single from the band's MTV Unplugged performance and was used to close the televised broadcast. The B-side consists of the original studio version of the song. It peaked at number 4 on Billboard's mainstream rock tracks chart and at number 24 on the modern rock tracks chart in '96. The MTV Unplugged version of Over Now is the longest song that Alice in Chains has released as a single, clocking in at 7 minutes and 12 seconds. I didn't feel that at all. The song was included on the box set Music Bank in 1999 and the compilation album The Essential Alice in Chains in 2006. The MTV Unplugged concert was the first and, as of 2019, only time that Alice in Chains performed the song. It was performed again 23 years later at Jerry Cantrell's solo concert at the Pico Union Project in LA on December 6, 2019. Lyrics. Bassist Mike Inez told RIP Magazine in February of '96 that drummer Sean Kinney had the idea for the title. Many fans see this song, which begins with a traditional bugle quote of taps, as an eerie foreshadowing of the band's ultimate demise because it's the closing track of their final studio album with Staley. Cantrell confirmed that the statement in an interview with Request magazine in February of '96, quote, "That's about the band. It's about the breakup that took place between us. Those lines, can we stand right here and look me in the eye and tell me it's over? We couldn't when it came right down to it. Even if it ended today though, I love the guys in this band, even if we never record again. I would be sad, but if it came down to where it's killing us and we're growing too far apart, it's like that line, when it's all worn out, I'd rather go without." Unquote. Yeah, I think I'm right, where they're basically just reached the end of their creative run. And like he said, he'd rather just go and be sad about going, but it would best be that rather than to try and forcing oil to mix with water at that point. And Kinney added, yeah, the last thing we'd want to do is fall on our faces in front of 30,000 people every night. We didn't want to end up like Fat Elvis, doped up on pills, crying on stage in Vegas, unquote. Very, very vivid image there for sure. Release and reception. Or it reminds me of that over-the-hill boxer or fighter who just can't accept when it's their time to hang up the gloves, and they want to come back for that one last match, embarrassing themselves and the damn sport. Release and reception. The acoustic version of Over Now from the band's MTV Unplugged performance peaked at number 4 on the Billboard Mainstream Rock Tracks chart and at number 24 on the Billboard Modern Rock Tracks chart. AllMusic's Steve Huey regarded the song among the band's best work, unquote. Okay, man, so that is Wikipedia Song Fact info on Over Now. These excellent songs in this quad and the band Alice in Chains. Very, very nice introduction to them and a nice samplings of their sound, both in the studio sense and in this really, really nice unplugged MTV performance. Very, very good. Really, really good assembly of songs there, Pete. I gotta say, well done, man. And where it comes to the classic rock sound, they definitely have their heels dipped in the formation of the classic rock, and they represent the classic rock sound / a little bit of grunge / a touch of a hard rock, a little bit of all the elements in there, and they harmonize and they sing very well. But at the base of all of that, they're talented, and it seems like I think they wrote all of their own material, so there's a lot going for these guys, and I'm quite sure that I know of some of their music. I'm gonna have to do a little bit of digging and see what songs in their catalog that I know and that I've heard. I'm sure that I've heard one or a couple of their songs, especially if they're this damn notable and they've accomplished so much as they have. I'm sure that I'm familiar with some of their music, man. So yeah, that's it for my reaction for Alice in Chains, man. Thanks again, Pete, for your selections and your links and recommendations. I appreciate it. So going from here, where are we? We are around the 9th or the 10th, which brings us to Friday-ish. And I gotta do a Led Zeppelin reaction. Yeah, hey, Led Zeppelin. I'm starting the Coda album either later today if I can get out of work soon enough, or first thing tomorrow morning. So definitely gonna jump on that. And I believe for my next complimentary quad for this weekend, it's Jeff Ketchledge. There's so many Jeffs in my patronage, man. I gotta start listing my Jeffs. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 James. There's 4 Johns, and there's 7 Jeffs. Damn, man. I gotta start listing all of my damn Jeffs. Anyway, Jeff Ketchledge, your quad is next, brother. And I'm gonna definitely try and catch up to the complimentary quads, and I'm gonna push back on some of my other reactions until I catch up to my complimentary quads. That's just what I gotta do. So that's what I'm gonna be doing and focusing on in the next couple of weeks, man. Trying to see if I can do at least 2 complimentary quads a day, or every day and a half, something like that, but just increase a little bit if I'm pulling back on a few other things. Of course, unless something happens where one of our heroes really pass away and I've got to stop and do a tribute. But there's a lot of focus that I have to give towards The Who being Artist of the Month because of the vastness of their catalog. The rabbit hole is very, very deep and winding, more so than Led Zeppelin. So I really gotta give a lot of my focus and attention to The Who. So it's really, for this month, focusing on The Who and doing my complimentary quads. And aside from my Zeppelin reactions, everything else, I'm just going to have to push back on just a little bit just to make some room. Having some challenges personally, with this COVID-19 nonsense and the work I do with vets, starting to lose a lot of our vets, starting to lose a lot of our great heroes. It's been weighing on me a lot. So a lot of my time has been spent with that. A lot of our vets are just passing now. So that's been weighing on me hard. But anyway, it's great to have something like this, keeping all of us united and kind of connected, and we're talking and all that stuff. You should see I'm still laughing about this. You should see all of the little threads and comments that the patrons have been going back and forth, in regards to getting The Who on board, the sequence of how I should do the reactions, and some of the campaigning that they've been doing. Oh yeah, you know what? I tell you what, I'll hold off on my recommendation for Quadrophenia, just so it's really important for Wayne to be able to see this reaction first in this sequence, this sort of thing, live at Leeds. He's got to see this first. So it's really been cool watching how the patrons kind of, do their little bantering back and forth, and how they do their collective bargaining. It's funny as hell, but I'm enjoying it, man. And thank you, patrons, for keeping it classy and not being confrontational, not being difficult or attacking each other for your respective recommendations or choices or whatnot. So thank you very, very much for that. Anyway, hey man, that's it. Again, Pete, thanks very much, brother. I appreciate it. I do trust you. I was worried though, but in the end, I realized you've been with me a long time, and I definitely trust your judgment. So I knew that I would like this ultimately, man. So again, Jeff, you're next, brother, and I'll try and get that done before probably Saturday night or maybe Sunday morning. We'll see how that lands, but definitely by the end of this weekend, Jeff Ketchledge, I'm definitely going to have your quad out, man. Anyways, everyone, thanks for joining me. Have a good one, and I'll catch you in my next complimentary quad. Peace.